Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a totally wild, highly unpredictable appearance by former baseball star Johnny Damon on Fox News Saturday night. We're going to break down a late-night segment that somehow swerves from intense sports loyalties to major boardroom business pitches and then straight into some absolutely absurd legal defense strategies. If you're curious how a two-time World Series champion handles a barrage of conversational curveballs, you are definitely in the right place. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, pun absolutely intended, the host throws out this brilliant comparison. He points out the incredible rarity of Damon's legacy, winning championships for both the Yankees and the Red Sox. I mean, if you follow baseball, you know earning the love of two of the most bitter, historically divided fan bases in sports is basically a paradox. The host hits the nail on the head, calling it an impossible marriage, and that sets up the tension for the interview perfectly.
First base, the rivalry trap.
So, the host immediately backs Damon into a corner with the ultimate baseball dilemma. When these two historic juggernauts face off today, Yankees in one dugout, Red Sox in the other, who does Johnny Damon actually pull for? You know, it's a total trap. Pick one and boom, you instantly alienate half of your legendary legacy. It's a classic late-night TV pressure cooker designed to make the guests sweat just a little bit. But check out this masterful dodge. Damon doesn't even take the bait. Instead, he throws a curveball of his own, telling the host, "Nowadays I root for New Jersey. They took care of me, they love me, and I love them." How smooth is that? He completely sidesteps the blood feud, expresses love for both organizations, and gets out of the trap unscathed. As the host jokes, he's just keeping it classy. And hey, maybe he's just rooting for the beer guy.
Moving right along to second base, pitching Orlando.
Here's where the interview takes a fascinating turn. Damon pivots from talking about his past to pitching his future. He looks right out there and says, point blank, "I'm trying to bring Major League Baseball to Orlando." This isn't just some offhand comment. He is passionately advocating for a franchise in his Florida hometown. It's really cool to see a former athlete leverage a comedic talk show appearance to suddenly launch into a serious business pitch.
And he literally drops a boardroom-ready elevator pitch right on the spot. He rapid-fires the reasons his Orlando group is ready for an owner right now. He calls it a can't-lose opportunity, emphasizing that they have the money, they've got the funding secured, and there's a strong team working behind the scenes. To see him seamlessly shift from late-night sports banter to a highly structured expansion pitch, it shows a completely different side of the former center fielder.
All right, let's round the corner to third base, playing Judge Johnny.
The serious business talk wraps up and things get delightfully absurd. The host pitches Damon this totally ridiculous scenario to test his defensive skills off the diamond. The question? Would you forgive a lawnmower DUI? Yeah, you heard that right. A lawnmower DUI. Let's look at exactly what he's being asked to defend here. Let's review the facts of the case the host lays out. An Iowa woman gets busted driving a lawnmower a full mile away from her house, completely intoxicated. And to make it even wilder, the police report notes she had previously lost her driver's license for driving an SUV while on meth. It's an absolutely chaotic situation. And the host just tosses it into Damon's lap to see if he can find any defense for her whatsoever.
Well, Damon's comedic timing here is absolutely flawless. Without hesitating for a second, he goes for this incredibly optimistic, totally hilarious defense. He argues she's making the world a beautiful place. She's cutting people's lawns. And he ends it with total sincerity, saying, "I believe I would let this one go. Nobody was hurt." Honestly, finding the silver lining in a lawnmower DUI is just top-tier spin.
Which sets up this perfect comedic clash. The banter is fantastic. You've got Damon leaning into this feel-good, outcome-based defense of nobody was hurt, going head-to-head with the host who hits him with cold logic. The host just asks, was the blade on? Because as he rightly points out, an active, spinning mower blade zooming down the street is actually pretty terrifying.
To resolve the case, the host caps off the segment with a topical, edgy political joke. He notes that despite Damon's very generous, optimistic defense, Tom Homan deported her anyway. It's a sudden, shocking little punchline, that classic late-night blend of absurd local news and current politics, designed to get a massive reaction from the studio audience.
But Judge Johnny's docket wasn't completely clear yet. Right before the clip cuts out, the host cues up the next ridiculous case, throwing out a very specific number, $650. That's how much body wash a group of Florida criminals managed to steal in Lakeland. It leaves us perfectly suspended, wondering exactly how Damon is going to positively spin a massive body wash heist.
So, to wrap up this explainer, I want to pass the question off to you. What is your biggest takeaway from this segment? Are you more intrigued by Johnny Damon's highly calculated, serious ambition to bring an MLB franchise to Florida? Or does his hilarious willingness to dish out absurd rulings on lawnmower DUIs leave a bigger impression? It really highlights the balancing act modern public figures have to play. Savvy entrepreneur 1 minute, entertaining media personality the next. Think about which side won you over, and I will catch you in the next